Being a working mom doesn't mean you have to lose yourself, that you forget what you used to look like or what your life was like before you got married and gave birth to children and got busy. So I want to share with you some of the things I do to help me stay grounded, help me stay elegant, and help me keep feeling like a feminine soft woman. One of the first things I do is that I have a routine. I have a morning routine, which usually includes my prayers, journaling, exercise sometimes, and my evening routine, which usually covers skincare. And then I also pre plan my outfits for the week. If you don't pre-plan your outfits for the week, trust me, you're going to go late. You're going to show up looking like someone who didn't put intention to what they're putting on, right? So I usually pre-plan. That means I get to iron if it requires ironing. I get to wash if it needs washing. I get to gather and keep in a particular place. So once it's time, I know where to go and what to pick. The next thing I do is weekly meal menus. So cooking is not going to be a problem because I already know. How many of you have experience thinking about what to cook? It's a lot, right? I pre-plan, so I know exactly what we're having. If it's not in the pantry, I make arrangements to make it available. But it kind of removes that place of thinking, what are we going to eat for today? Because I already know. The fourth thing is I try to be a present mom, not necessarily a perfect one. So I do home fun with my children, it's standard. And then I also talk them in every night. Sometimes we do Bible stories or just general stories or just gist, and then we pray. That's apart from the days that we actually take walks on the street or just dancing and singing in the house. This is not it's not an everyday occurrence, but when we do, I try to really, really be present. The fourth thing I do is I use an audio reader to read my books because girl has to keep elevating and developing, right? So I use that to read books because I don't have time to just sit down and be reading. So I read on the go. As I'm working, I'm reading. I'm cooking, I could be reading or listening to podcasts. I am taking a walk, I'm reading, right? Then I also curated a personal care staple. This means that I know what my go-to lipstick is, I know what my go-to makeup is, I know my go-to earrings and I know where it is, I know my go-to hairstyle, I know the outfit that always works when I want to go on a casual outing or if I'm going for a serious outing, or there's just something that is there, staple. Once I need to go, I just pick it up and I'm off. And then the final thing I want to talk about is having a planner. This has saved my life countless times. That's how I stay productive, because I always have a to-do list. Sometimes I plan my to-do list the night ahead. In fact, I would advise that you plan the night ahead. So when you're doing your skincare routine and just winding down and your head is clear and you're thinking of what's tomorrow going to look like, that's when to actually arrange your to-do list. So I have one on my phone. I have a journal that I also write down some things. When you have a to-do list, it makes your life easier. You know exactly what you're going to get the next day and what you have to do so you're more productive. I hope these tips have been helpful. Click that like button and follow me if you haven't already.